Hello everybody, this is Total War Titan 02. Thank you for stopping by today, and today we are doing our 4th of July special. Alright, this is special because first of all it's the 4th of July, so I had to do something 4th of July-y, and second of all, I was able to get Empire Total War to work with my screen recorder. That is just awesome for me, because it opens up so many possibilities. I've loved Empire Total War. It's the game that got me into the Total War series, and the only reason I don't do as much of it is because until this point it hadn't worked. And trust me, there's been many times where I've been like, ooh, I thought it got it to work, but then it doesn't work, so this is really awesome. Alright, so today we have myself commanding the Americans. This is just a quick battle that I did because I didn't have anything for the 4th of July, so this is a quick battle. I have the Americans, alright, and a pretty good American army too, alright, if you haven't noticed. I got the Americans versus the English because it's the 4th of July. I have to have them, alright? So, because the Americans were the overall victor, I'll go over their army first, right? We have an open field battle in the middle of a pass, so this is their army, right? Now, I have the elite units of the USA and elite units of the West DLC, thanks to Steam giving all the DLC for free. So the units I have, alright, let's go over the skirmishers first. For skirmishers, I have Rangers. Kind of a cheaper unit, but they can hide in almost anything, so they're really good for ambushes. Long riflemen, my favorite ranger type, skirmisher type unit. These guys have superior range to muskets, so if you have muskets like right behind them, they can stand their own in a fight as long as the muskets don't shoot them. And they usually do a good job spreading out, so you don't get too many friendly fire casualties. Alright, so long riflemen, I got 2 units of those. And I also have Morgan's Provisional Rifle Corps. Which, as I said before, I don't really do a lot of this because Medieval 2 works, so I haven't used these guys much, but these are basically better long riflemen. These guys are sharpshooters. Alright, they're snipers, basically. That's literally what they are. Alright, for my line infantry, I have, first of all, 2 units of traditional line infantry. Only 2. Because the rest of my army is elite. I have 2 units of normal guards. These are like normal elite troops. Alright? So these are really good, high-quality troops, and most troops, and these are like, there'd be 2 of these alone in most average armies in Empire Total War. Alright, so in addition to the guards, we have the General's Bodyguard, center of the army. Alright, the 2nd New York Regiment, an elite infantry regiment, alright? We have the 2nd New York. You can only have 1 of these in the game, at least in battle mode. I don't know about campaign. The 1st Delaware, likewise, an elite infantry regiment. Ah, the flag guy, I just love it. There's the drummer and the officer in command. Alright, so there's the 1st Delaware, the 1st Maryland. Alright, and that makes up my line infantry. Elite line infantry. These guys, despite their smaller numbers, 80 men, are going to hold their own quite well in the fight. Alright, so let's go over my artillery next. My artillery, I'm bringing my favorite artillery of all in Empire Total War. 6-pounder horse artillery. These are not the most big cannon. They don't have the most firepower. But in an infantry battle, a 6-pounder ball is going to do as much damage as a 60-pounder ball when it goes through a rank of men. So yeah, these might not be as good against forts, but against men they're better because they can move a lot faster. You could redeploy them as needed. Alright, so I got 2 units of 6-pounder horse artillery. Not much unique there. Alright, Continental Light Dragoons. I have 1 unit of those, the 2nd Continental Light Dragoons. Elite, well, they're not elite, but they're unique. Lee's Legion, I believe they're Dragoons. And Petoskey's Legion, which are Lancers. Alright. These are like the successors to Knights. As you know, I like Knights a lot in Medieval 2. Alright, now the British Army. Alright. These guys have a slightly larger army and a longer line. So that's a bit worrisome, but they have Tarleton's Light Dragoons on their flank, alright? Ferguson Riflemen. 6-pounder horse artillery. Line infantry, ordinary line infantry. I have the King's Royal Regiment of New York. Those stupid loyalists. Just kidding. But yeah, they're loyalists, so I'm a patriot, so yeah. The Black Watch. Scottish Highlanders that are very fearsome in combat. The 33rd Foot. And Coldstream Guards. These are like guards times 2. The Royal Watch Fusiliers. These are kind of like riflemen type light infantry. Hushing Grenadiers. They're just kind of like grenadiers. more foot artillery. I mean, horse artillery, not foot artillery. Ferguson riflemen, which are kind of like my long rifles. And the company of select marksmen, also known as Fraser's Rangers. Those are like Morgan's Provisional Rifle Corps, although they're not as good as Morgan. Brunswicker Dragoons is the other unit, and that's the British Army, so let's get the battle started. Alright. Now this is a late period battle, as befitting to the Revolution. It was late time period in the game. So let's begin. It's going to open up with artillery, fired from the British side. Along with the British marching to get into a better position. Alright, first they're going to be moving up their cannon to a better spot. Alright. I gave my orders for the cannon to begin preparation. But right now they're just standing there. Alright, now I'm moving up my skirmishers. I'm going to try and send my rangers around the flank, although I haven't given them the order yet. I'm just going to try and go around the flank of the guys, while the long riflemen with their better range will kind of keep them at bay. Just pick them off. And here's the British artillery shots I told you about. Right over the head of the Hessian Grenadiers. Must have been very... I don't know if it would have been comforting or frightening. I don't know, but they're reloading now. As the skirmishers come forward. In a line battle like this, the skirmishers... They're skirmishers. They're not going to be the main thing. They're not the main event. But... that's not really what they did a lot. Oh, the British have been targeting my rangers over here. I'm not sure why. They've lost 3 dudes. Now they're hiding. I don't know if they're doing a good enough job of it. So the British are right here trying to form a line. Trying to push my skirmishers up. Pulling the general back just a little bit for safety. The artillery is still firing. My artillery has yet to return fire. I'm moving my cavalry around. And there goes my artillery. Firing shrapnel shot, I believe. Yep, shrapnel shot, because it's exploding midair, causing shrapnel to rain on the British. It's not as accurate or as rapid rate of fire as normal round shot, but it has the effect of canister shot when it does hit. Alright, now my rifles are opening up. Causing some casualties in the British line infantry regiments. Oh, yep. That's what I told you about. Now, unfortunately, unlike canister shot, it doesn't go through multiple men. Alright, rifles are continuing to cause problems. These guys are... It's a duel between Morgan's Rangers and Fraser's Rangers. Oh boy, this is going to be exciting. Let's watch these guys in action. Okay, they're not just expressly targeting Fraser's Rangers, but... Fraser's Rangers. Artillery. Now these guys are moving into musketry range, so I'm going to pull my guys back. They're using normal round shot while I'm using shrapnel. Alright, standard riflemen. In the real war, the British would have done a bayonet charge by now. And now they're just content to use their superior concentration and rate of fire. These guys are in a seriously bad spot because the musketry is just allowing them to go right down that. So now they're having to pull back. Point blank shrapnel shot, causing severe damage to this line infantry regiment. They're already down half their dudes. And now my 1st Maryland regiment is opening fire. They're firing by rank, which is very cool. And now you gotta worry about these cannon, who have been firing shrapnel shot, and could at this point switch over to canister. Alright? So I'm sending my cavalry to disperse their Ferguson riflemen that have been trying to sneak around my flank, as my own rangers try to sneak around their flank. Cannon firing off another valley. Almost breaking the line infantry, they're wavering, and so is these guys. That's pretty good. Alright, those guys are breaking. Alright, my guys are moving in to close the gap. The riflemen are on the run. That's normal for skirmishers, but at the same time, I like those guys. They're pretty good. These guys are kind of like hiding behind. The cannon are just doing the cannon thing. The Americans are trying to get around. Trying to get away from the musketry over here. You don't want them to stand long under fire. They're not good under fire. Unless you dismount them. Dragoons are okay when dismounted. They're really good at closing the gap really quickly. A pretty substantial line battle. We got the Royal Ross Fusiliers. Fraser's Rangers are dueling with my flank. Just sniping the line infantry here. This is kind of the weak side of my line. So I have those elite specialist regiments, while on this side I have line infantry. Playing with line infantry. I turned off the in-game music so I can put in some patriotic music. Ooh, they're targeting these guys, and these loyalists are in a bad spot. If they can get a hit on the loyalists with shrapnel shot, they get in trouble. So I'm sending my long riflemen to kind of support the Rangers. Alright. The British line is disintegrated as troops are beginning to run. Alright, well the rest of them are at least on that side, so the line infantry side. But I'm taking severe casualties among the elite troops over here. Now a canister shot, the shrapnel shot is doing its work. I mean, look at it, look at it. They're down half their dudes. You don't want to put your guys in an angle of the cannon like that. That's just a really good target. It doesn't matter if you have the elevation wrong. If you've got the guns lined up right, which is a lot easier to do, you can hit it. Alright, so you have beginning to outflank me there, but I do have the advantage of guys over here, although I have to dispatch some of these troops to bring down the ranges over there. I got Morgan's rifles also doing them. Cannon shot doing the fleeing loyalists. Now I'm relaying the guns to deal with these guys. These guns are probably like the most important part of my battle at this point. Sorry about that, folks. The game crashed a while back, so I had to backtrack a little bit. But it does give us the opportunity to go through and look at some stuff in minutes, right? So while they were fighting these Rangers, right before they fled, like right now, if you remember that, the cannon had changed targets to the General's bodyguard, which I have no clue what it was doing so close. Alright, so if you remember, I dispatched these guys. The rifleman actually drove off this line unit. These guys kind of heavy casualties, so I'm not surprised. You can see the British on the way. Pulse 2 guards broken. Good job. 33rd foot. Now they're using canister shot. Not canister, shrapnel shot. Pretty dangerous. Alright, now they're doing a bayonet charge. Cannon interferes, but now that they're in the melee, I have to let the cannon stop. Alright, so immediately after charging, these ordinary line infantry break. No, they're not breaking yet, so wait. Now they send their cavalry. First of all, they scattered my cavalry. I think we missed that. Now they're scattering my rangers. The long riflemen are standing. And the cannon, I think, is going to target them instead. Now they're charging the 1st Maryland, which doesn't have enough men to form square. Another cannon are firing. Ooh, actually, lucky shot there. Didn't get a single 1st Marylander. Still in melee there. I have still these guard units, which are now going to charge Tarleton's light dragoons, while the guys who have just recently dispatched to the musketmen, line infantry, are going to charge, cutting off the light dragoons' escape. Hammer and anvil right there. Now these guys are going to take some heavy casualties due to the fact that they were just cavalry charged. But the cavalry themselves are about to get hit in the rear. Trap the cavalry. Brunswicker dragoons. Oh, canister shot now. I can tell because it's impaling multiple dudes. Alright, they've broken the 1st Maryland and 2nd New York, but I'm not all that surprised. 13 guys in 1st Maryland, 14 in 2nd New York. These riflemen are kind of discarding the cannon. So right now the British kind of do have a slight advantage. They've driven off a large number of my troops after I drove off a large number of theirs, but I still have some troops remaining. They've attacked my general, which is not good at all, so I'm gonna bayonet charge my rifle corps to get them out of there and to scare off the cavalry, although I think in hindsight this was a mistake. It does their job, but it also exposes the general to canister shot and actually kills him. Yeah, that's a big mistake for me. But the Black Watch, as they are, which actually has done amazingly this whole time. Yeah, I know he's dead. Sorry. That's sad. I had to do something to get the cavalry out of there, or else he was going to die anyway. So it's the Black Watch versus Morden's Provisional Rifle Corps. Swords versus bayonets. Oh, and you can't forget the canister shot that's going through every now and then. A bit of friendly fire, but yeah. Now the guard infantry are lining up, and there's some guys whose guns were overrun. Alright, so they have their horse artillery still, at least one unit of it. I don't know about the others. Now I'm limbering up my horse artillery to move them. Mainly because I'm worried that the British here, even though they're wavering, actually no, they just broke, might target them. Alright, so now I'm just getting them into a better firing position to fire on that battery. Probably with shrapnel. Shrapnel has the same range as round shot. Yeah, but see how fast these guys move? As fast as a horse. Now they're gonna unlimber quite fast. I really love these guys. I just do. I love them. Love them through and through. Oh, shrapnel shot into the guards. This has been a high casualty battle, I'll say that. I still have some long riflemen doing well. Now I'm gonna try and sneak up on the artillery while the cannon here unlimber. So they bayonet charge those 6 guys whose cannon has been overrun. Well, these guys are going to fire off some shrapnel at the big battery over there. And I don't know if they hit anything. No, they didn't get anything. Probably scared the guys, though. I mean, poof, poof. Now I have some guards. And now they're just walking up. And now they're doing the bayonet charges. They don't want canister fired into their midst. Especially how thin those ranks are. Alright, so they're gonna try to limber up the guns before they get in range. So yeah, they might get away. They might get away. Nope, never mind. They're not gonna get away. Actually, no, they might get away, but they're running. They're running. Alright, so they got away with all their lives and their guns. So that's pretty good for an artillery unit that was just bayonet charged. But yeah, I think that pretty much seals the deal. Yep. Alright, so this was a costly battle. Unfortunately, I'm not as good in this game as I am in Medieval 2. So, it's costly. I had 910 men and 628 were lost. But they did good. It was a little more than 1-to-1 ratio. And he could lesser afford his higher losses. Alright? So, of the units... Alright? Of the units, the 1st Maryland that I could see did awesome. Right? For 68 losses, they wiped out an entire regiment of line infantry. Probably not the same regiment, but still the equivalent of it. That's pretty good. Right? Not one guy was lost with the horse artillery, but they did quite a lot of damage. The rifles did a good job. The guards too. Actually, no, the guards probably did the best. 95 of those guys did. For 56 losses. That's amazing. Alright, so yeah. I hope you had a good time with this battle. I'm very glad that Empire Total War has worked out. So if you want to see more of it, be sure to subscribe and like the video, and put in the comments what 2 armies you would like to see in Empire Total War face each other next. Alright, so yeah. Total War Titan, out.